I've always known about meditation since martial arts. Like martial arts was my formal introduction to meditation, but now you are coming through this like whole different door. Like, I don't know if it's kind of the front door of the path for the Wixey Center for Wellness. And can you just tell us a little bit about the center eventually, but tell us about how in the world you get such a bold idea to create in Toledo, because Toledo's not early adopters on things. So I'd love to hear kind of how this all evolved. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot packed in that. So if you're willing, I think what I'm feeling like right now is, could I do just like a check-in? And a check-in for me is actually, it's a meditative or a mindfulness experience, and it's to be able to go in and notice what I have going on, name it, and sometimes that helps diffuse some nervous energy.
Yeah.
I have it. I'm not a video person in general, so what I know right now is that like my breathing stopped for a couple seconds, and it shouldn't. So I want to regain my breath. I want to feel my feet on the ground. I know my heart is racing. I thought we were all audio today, and then it was video.
I curveballed you.
Yeah, tell me that morning of, and that's so fun. It's so fun, and I'm also all about saying yes. So I think this is really cool that you're willing to take some time in your space to talk about this. And you said some fun things. I love the front door. Like taking us through the front door for this. And I think the best place for me to start, based on some of the things that you just said, would be. You said Toledo's not really early on some of these things, and we're not. Mm-hmm. And my story actually will kind of touch on that just a little bit. So I'll start maybe somewhere around 2008. And in 2008, I was working in a family business. Mm-hmm. And I think everything from the outside looking in, maybe at me and my life, looked pretty good. Probably looked decent. I had a good job, family business, and everybody's into family business, so it was people enjoyed that. I had a husband and 2 kids, so raising a young family. I still have a husband and 2 kids, but everything from the outside looking in probably looked really good. Everything on the inside was completely different than that. So I had at the time a lot of, if I were just to kind of name themes. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of resentment. I had a lot of judgment. I should probably start with that. Maybe judgment is so much a part of, I think, what we can tend with in the world once you start a practice, like noticing judgment is such a big piece of a meditation practice in general. And what I knew was there had to be another way. There had to be another way of being with the world. There had to be another way of being with my experiences, my relationship to myself, and my relationship to other people. And so I started looking, seeking, reading, seeking. I'm a big reader, and I think we're all seekers in general.
Yeah.
I think that there's always that part within us that knows how we're intended to live, and anytime we're too far off from that place, there's something about that makes us go looking. Mm-hmm. And we look in a variety of different ways, right?
Yeah.
So it was through that seeking that I came to a body of work that I didn't know it at the time. It didn't explicitly say, we're going to start you on a meditation practice. Mm-hmm. But it was a daily practice. It was reading a body of work, and I would read one lesson a day. And then at the end of the short lesson, short being anywhere from 3 lines to 3 pages, it would then say, now let your eyes close and do this. Mm-hmm. And so really, Dan, it was a contemplative practice that I was starting, but I didn't really realize maybe until a few months into it, when I was like, setting the alarm for 5 a.m. so that I could carve out that protected time. Mm-hmm. My children were still very young, and that I could have that time and that space for myself. And eventually I realized that it was a contemplative meditation practice. Even though it didn't name that, I knew that's what I was getting into. And, 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, turned into 45 minutes. And now, a morning practice can be anywhere from, like we talked about earlier, 5 minutes to an hour and 5 minutes, just depending on how much time you can allow yourself.